TPMS and you want to have that function all in one, I would recommend looking at the TS501 and the TS601. As far as the sensor identification process goes, the TS501 and the 601 function the same. So on those tools, we will just select TPMS, and then we need to select the vehicle that we're working on. So again, we're going to select Asian, Toyota, 4Runner, the year 2007, and we're going to select the 5-wheel just like we had before. And same idea, we want to make sure that the sensor arrow is lined up with the tool. So we want to make sure that those two are in a direct alignment. On the TS501 and the TS601, the activation icon is in a different location, so make sure you check that before starting to play with the tool. And we're going to go around and select the sensors just like we did before. Now, the TS501 and the 601 still have the question mark ability with the relearn procedure, so it's exactly the same as what the 401 is. Now, as I was going around scanning these vehicles, I got distracted, and you'll notice that there is a D in the bottom right of that vehicle. And the reason being is because I had already scanned that sensor out of turn, and that's just showing that you have a duplicate. So it will warn you, and you can't mess up when it comes to sensor identification. So once we go through and we scan all the wheels, same idea. This tool is going to show us all the pressures on the wheels, and there it is again. The spare tire is under pressure, and that's why the TPMS light is on. Now, the nice feature about the TS501 and the 601 is that it gives us the ability to plug in directly to the OBD2 port to write these sensor IDs to the PCM. No extra tools are needed. So we can go over here to relearn, and we can select that, and we're going to click on TPMS Diagnostics. It's going to tell us to connect the OBD2 adapter to the OBD2 port and then turn the ignition on. Once we do that, we're going to select Write IDs to Vehicle. So we select Write IDs to Vehicle. You can see that all the IDs automatically pop up since they were in the tool that we used to scan them. And you just simply click Yes. And then the ID registration is complete. One tool, easy process, being able to get that sensor ID into the PCM and the light off before that customer leaves. So the TS501 and the TS601 operate identically when it comes to sensor activation and programming the sensor IDs to the PCM. Where it takes a little bit different turn on the TS601 is when we look at the menu on the 601. On the menu on the 601, you'll notice that we have some more functions. We can read the IDs for the vehicle. We can read codes in the TPMS module. We can erase codes in the TPMS module, and we can see live data in the TPMS module. So the TS601 actually gives us the ability to do some diagnostics outside of just reading sensors. We also have the ability to read and clear codes on generic OBD2 codes with the TS601. If you would go to that from the main menu, you would be able to see the live data. So from the live data screen, you can cycle through those and see different functions and features. You can also see the monitor status and see if there are any monitors that have not been ran. If we go into the diagnostic menu, and we can also see that we can read and clear codes in the PCM, live data, freeze frame information, O2 sensor monitor tests, and so on. So if we select live data, this takes us into the complete list of live data for generic OBD2. From here, if you look at the bottom center of that screen, you have the ability to graph. So we can actually graph with the TS601 in generic OBD2. We also have the ability to do multiple graphs. We can actually graph two at the same time. And finally, in the bottom center, you'll also see that we can graph merge. So we can actually take those two sensors and put them on top of each other and graph merge them together. So the TS601 really takes it